ṣé o tẹ́ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ lórí ìkànnì ìròyìn ọ̀gbìn mẹ́rin náà ni mo mú wá fún yín lónìí tó sì ní agbára tó jẹ́ kí gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ojú kan náà ló dálé lórí o. Àwọn ọba o 30 ọba ló ti sá lọ báyìí o nílẹ̀ Yorùbá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo ṣe ilé tó ní agbára o torí Gbàǹkọ̀gbì lélẹ̀ ẹ̀sọ̀ pé lórí ìkànnì àìsí ìtẹ́bárà àti rí wa báyìí ẹ̀sọ̀ pé Gbàǹkọ̀gbì náà sì ni àwọn ọba 30 ló ti sá lọ tó jẹ́ pé nínú àwọn 30 ọ̀hún 11 nínú wọn àwọn tó ti pa àtàwọn tó jí gbé ó ti wà láàrin wọn gbogbo ẹ̀ pátápátá náà lẹ́gbọ̀ọ́ lórí ìkànnì lónìí ẹ ti mọ̀ pé tẹ́ ẹ bá ti rí mi lórí ìkànnì ẹ ti mọ̀ pé ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ náà nìyẹn Gbàǹkọ̀gbì náà ni. eré tó tún dà ìkejì tó tún dà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wípé àjọ àgbáyé táwọn sí United Nations wọ́n sọ nǹkan kan tó ní agbára o wọ́n sọ nǹkan kan tó ní agbára àjọ àgbáyé nǹkan tó sọ yìí òun náà mo ní kẹ́ farabalẹ̀ kẹ́ wá gbọ́ ní nǹkan tí àjọ àgbáyé sọ kí ni wọ́n sọ gan wọ́n ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà omi ti tẹ̀yìn wọ̀gbìn lẹ́nu o pé ó ti tán kò sí nǹkan kan mọ́ torí wípé gbogbo ìwà apá gbogbo àwọn ìwà jàgídíjàgan ìwà tó jẹ́ wípé kò lè jẹ́ kọ́mọ èèyàn gan orí mú mi kò lè jẹ́ kó ráyé ṣe ló kún Nàìjíríà èmi kọ́ mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o United Nations ló sọ o àwọn náà sọ o gbogbo ẹ̀ pátápátá náà sì lẹ́gbọ̀ọ́ lónìí àwọn ará nọ́ọ̀tì àwọn kan ti dìde wọ́n gbógun ti Sunday Igboho wọ́n ní àwọn ò fẹ́ ní Kogi gbogbo ẹ̀ pátápátá náà lẹ́tù gbọ́ ni mo sọ wípé lónìí okun fọfọfọ náà sì ni ṣókí àdèsáré wọn ṣe pápápá ẹjá kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho ṣá ó bàbá dámì kákọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti bẹ̀yẹn náà torí mo láìkì ọ̀rọ̀ tí bàbá ìsọ́pọ̀ mo láìkì lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ olóyè ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ká tó wá bọ́ sí ọ̀rọ̀ United Nations tí wọ́n sọ nípa Nàìjíríà pé Nàìjíríà ti tán gbogbo nǹkan téèyàn fi ń ṣe orílẹ̀-èdè pátápátá táwọn gbé Nàìjíríà wọ́n gbéwò wọ́n rí pé ẹ wò ó dẹ̀ paṣọ òbọ́mọ yẹ mọ́ o àwọn yẹn ti wọ́n jà ẹ má bínú àwọn tèmi á ní àìsàn wọ́n mọ̀ sí lọ́wọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ àwàdà security is a serious business bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ ṣe o ṣe èmi náà ń gbádùn yín bẹ́ẹ̀ yín náà ṣe ń gbádùn wa ẹjá kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ látòrí ọmọ Adéyẹmọ náà ó ṣá owó bàbá dámì kákọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ náà tó mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ẹjá kọ́ tẹ̀ sí náà.
Yoruba Nation activist Sunday Igboho is also making moves in Kogi State, touring communities on a familiarization mission ahead of planned forest operations across the southwest, having already announced that his security team is actively clearing Yoruba-speaking parts of Kogi and Kwara of terrorists and criminals. Dr. Abati, 2 different approaches to insecurity, one state, and the battle to rid Nigeria's forest of criminality is intensifying. I'd like your thoughts, to begin with Sunday Igboho. I mean, we've always called on, community-led approach to this sort of insecurity. I don't know what your thoughts are on his approach.
Okay, let's start with Chief Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho. He came into public prominence in 2021 when he said he was going to, rid Yoruba forest, Kogi Kwara, of forest marauders who were kidnapping and killing people and causing mayhem. He ran into trouble 2022 when the Buhari government went after him and he had to leave the country. But eventually, he was rehabilitated by the Tinubu administration and brought back after his trials in the Republic of Benin. And now he's back in action. He's following the abduction of teachers and children who are, by the way, 3 weeks later, still in captivity from Orire local government of Oyo State. He has now declared the establishment, the formation of a group called Iruekun. Security network, that would be like Amotekun, really, leopard. Since we don't have tigers in Africa, it means the tiger of the tail of the leopard's tail. And it says they are now operating in parts of Kogi and Kwara State. And the video is just showing us Igboho going on a familiarization tour. Now, the fact that we have groups like ESN, that we have groups like Amotekun, we have a community guard in Benue, and similar groups that are non-state actors, even if we say is supported by the Tinubu administration, also speaks to the fact that the state agencies are not, they are overwhelmed. Let me put it like that. And, if Igboho is going to get support from the state, then groups like ESN and similar other groups elsewhere, including the vigilante groups in the north, should also be given the same amount of support. We just hope that this emergence of these groups trying to help, since the federal government is always calling for collaboration, community approach to dealing with insecurity in the country, that they will not end up as militias, and that they will not end up with a different kind of purpose in the long term, However, I think it's good that we celebrate the security agencies when they do well. The DSS, the police and other agencies, the military, seizing arms and ammunition from the wrong hands. The problem is one of proliferation of small arms and light weapons. And it speaks to the security of our borders. Who are the people who bring in this sophisticated weaponry? Nigeria is signatory to the Convention on the Proliferation of Small Arms and Weapons. And yet these weapons, they get into this country through all kinds of means, land, air, and sea borders. So the very minimum that government can do is to fulfill its commitment to this convention on the proliferation of small arms and light weapons. We're even a member, Nigeria is a member of the regional committee on that. But that committee, has continued to fail, especially with regard to Nigeria.
ẹ jẹ́ n bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti wí tí Dr. Abati ti stop yẹn náà ni mo ti kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ẹ rí wípé Nàìjíríà wà signatory ṣùgbọ́n kí ló dé tó jẹ́ wípé àwọn ẹ̀yà kan ń gbé nǹkan wọ́n ń gbé kàlá dání àwọn ẹ̀yà kan ò lè gbé ẹ̀já dúpẹ́ náà pé wọ́n tiẹ̀ lè approve ọmọ Adéyẹmọ àwọn àwọn northern leaders kan àtàwọn ọ̀dọ́ wọn náà jáde tán sọ wípé Kogi ilẹ̀ àwọn ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n jáde tán wọ́n láwọn ò fọmọ Adéyẹmọ ń bẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n inú mi dùn fún ọ̀rọ̀ tí Dr. Abati sọ yìí torí wípé àwọn tiwa náà ti ń yé wọn sìn wípé ká mọ support ara wa báwọn northern leaders ṣe ń support ara wọn àwa náà ká mọ support ara wa báyìí ó láfi tètè bọ́ nínú gbogbo igbó nínú gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nìsíkò sígbó kankan tí mo ti wọ̀ lóńdó ní gbogbo ẹ̀ ẹjẹ sáré kàyẹ kọ́mọ́dé pé àìsàn mọ evidence wa evidence lélẹ̀ o ó ti pọ̀ ńlẹ̀ gan o evidence pọ̀ ńlẹ̀ o now ìwé ìròyìn gbé pé àwọn ọba 30 náà ti jápa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n ti sá lọ wọ́n forí àpèrè lẹ̀ kọ́lọ́n kó ṣàánú wa ni àwọn ọba wọ́n ti sá lọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìwé ìròyìn ṣe gbé ẹjẹ sáré kà wọ́n ní break over 30 Yorùbá monarch abscond from palace after Fulani bandits abduct another Oba today, making it 11 Obas abducted and pine. Wọ́n pa ìwọ̀n ni o torí policy ni ẹ ká sọ báwọn kó lè tè wọ́n yí kálukú náà, making it 11 that have unalive tán ti unalive fún wọn nílẹ̀ Yorùbá náà ni onílùú tó lọ́ba tó níjòyè pásọ̀ kan la sọ ní Kogi yẹn tó disappear pásọ̀ ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì táwọn bandits ká mọ́ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ti wo fídíò yẹn lọ wo fídíò tí mo ṣe lánàá pásọ̀ ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ni o wọ́n fẹ́ gbà mú àwọn bandits débi tí wọ́n ti mú pásọ̀ disappear ó ti jẹ fọ́ ó ti jẹ gbogbo nǹkan wọ́n ti fún lẹ́fọ̀ọ́ jẹ bàbá ń bàbá bàbá yẹ ajá pa wípé ó dẹ́yìn kòkò kẹ tó fi kára hun ọ̀gbẹ́ bàbá ó yà tètè jápa òun tá à ń sọ náà nìyẹn nítorí wọ́n fi wá lè mú pásítọ̀ tó ń gbé báìbù dání tó ń pokọ Jésù tó ń pe ẹ̀mí mímọ́ tó ń Holy Ghost fire tó dira tó gáláǹtì àmọ́ àwọn ọba láyé àtijọ́ kò sẹ́ni jẹ́ gbéná wojú ẹkùn bí ò sáwó téèyàn ò bá sáwó èèyàn ò lè gbéná wojú ẹkùn láyé àtijọ́ ọba lọ́bọ́ ṣùgbọ́n jẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ tó mọ̀ sọ pé ọba bá lórí ohun gbogbo ṣùgbọ́n ó ti yí padà ń sìn ó dà pé àwọn ọba lórí ohun gbogbo mọ́ ó ti ẹ̀ wo fídíò kan tó lùwò ń sọ fáwọn Fúlàní tó wà níwò pé ẹ cooperate pẹ̀lú wa ó dàbí ìgbà téèyàn fọmọ kinní kan sábẹ́ ni téèyàn fọmọ àparò sábẹ́ tí ń gbin ẹ̀pà bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ̀rọ̀ ṣe rí kí Fúlàní ó cooperate gbọ́nú ìtàn ni wọ́n ní Fúlàní they no dey forget they no dey forgive bẹ́ẹ̀ lolúwo sì sọ wípé ẹ̀yin Fúlàní ẹ tó bá ti wo fídíò yẹn ẹ kọ sí comment section pé tọ́ ni mo rí fídíò yẹn ẹ kọ síbẹ̀. Olúwo ń sọ fún wọn pé ẹ support wa o nílùú Ìwó o, àwa ò fẹ́ terrorist ń bí, tẹ́ bá ti support wa àwa ló fún yín níyàwó àfin lọ́mọ àmọ́ fún lóúnjẹ ìfà àyà gbà yín. Wọ́n rèé o bó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn o, tó lù bá wa lọ tán tí bàbá bá pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ tí bàbá bá lọ tán lẹ́yìn 100 ọdún 30 ọdún àìmọye ọdún àwọn èèyàn wá dé wá láwọn ọmọ wọn mọ̀ kọrin àwa yín la nílùú ẹ mọ̀ pé wà á lálejò mọ́ o àwa yín la nílùú. Ẹ wo ẹ má jẹ́ ń sọ di kọ́mẹ́dì ẹ já bọ́ sójú iṣẹ́. Àwọn ọba ẹ̀ṣẹ́ yàrá mo rí ọ̀kẹ́ wọ́n táwọn ẹ̀ṣẹ́ yà welcome. Àwọn ọba 30 ló ti jápa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, nínú àwọn 30 11 nínú wọn náà ti run alive. Ìwé ìròyìn ni òun rèé o ilẹ̀ ń wè o níwé ìròyìn ni o wọ́n tẹ̀ fún àwọn gbé fọ́tò Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ sí ó ní ẹ ti rí bàbá kábíyèsí bàbá o ẹ jẹ́ wá mọ̀ tẹ̀ sójú ẹ̀. Màtàwálé sọ wípé Ọlọ́run nìkan ló lè gbà wá ní Nàìjíríà, ó ní Ọlọ́run nìkan, only God can save, can end insecurity in Nigeria. Then nígbà tá a ti mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run nìkan ló lè gbà wá yẹn kí làwọn ń gbowó security fún, then kí ló dé tá a ní minister of security àbí kí là ń pè wọ́n defence, kí ló dé ta ní defence ṣé ìta ti mọ̀ pọ́lọ́ ni kákú mọ̀ pé wọn kó bàbá Adébóyè pépò Oyèdépò káwọn ké pa àwọn Ọlọ́run Ọ̀ṣọ́fà kákúkú mọ̀ gbà wá nígbà tá a ti mọ̀ pé failure làwọn tó wà ní ẹmọ̀fà fíẹ̀. Chief of the staff àbí army staff àbí kí náà ń pè Musa ó sọ̀rọ̀ kan ó ní they are part of us, we are part of them, it's very difficult to deal with them because people àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lè gbọ́rú ọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lẹ́nu country tó bá serious. Iṣẹ́ gbọ́ lẹ́nu Amẹ́ríkà àdìká Amẹ́ríkà mọ̀ sọ kí chief of army staff Amẹ́ríkà kó wá jáde kó mọ̀ sọ pé security ni is a serious business, ẹni tí ò bá tó ṣe kó fi ilẹ̀ ni. Ṣùgbọ́n inú mi dùn fọ́rọ̀ tí Dr. Obas sọ yẹn lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Sunday Igboho. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹni pé Igboho náà lẹ́jọ́ mẹ́ta yìí Igboho náà sọ̀rọ̀ dáa kò sọ̀rọ̀ pé kinní mọ́ torí bàbá náà ti sọ pé ọ̀rọ̀ security nígbà tí ọ̀pọ̀ akọ́lọ́ olóòtú gan interview wọn ní security jẹ́jẹ́ ló bá dé. United Nations ẹ̀jẹ̀ sáré tẹ̀ yẹn sójú ẹ̀ tọ́lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ tí ń gbé de news yẹn kí á sìn ṣé gbogbo fẹ́ gbé wa ń gogo no kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o tó rèé o United Nations ẹ ti rí logo wọn ẹ̀jẹ̀ sáré máa tẹ̀ sójú ẹ̀. Wọ́n ní UN expert warn of Nigerian violation against women and girls from Christian and other religious minority communities. Ẹ jẹ́ sáré kà deep kẹ́gbọ́ deep ẹ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ti tán, ó ti tán, gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n ń pè ní ọmọ ènìyàn ní Nàìjíríà kò sí mọ́. Gbogbo nǹkan tó ń pè ní pé ìjẹ́ ọmọ èèyàn, pé nǹkan téèyàn fi sọ pé I'm a citizen of this country kò sí. Insecurity ti gba gbogbo ẹ̀. Wọ́n lè tó wá worst jù ní pé Nigeria is now a fully Islamized nation. Ṣé rí pé arugi oyin báyìí kọ́ lọ́n kó sàánú ni. Nigeria ti expire láti 2014. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ everybody ń fi pé ẹja mọ̀ pàṣẹ. Lugard bó tiẹ̀ ṣe náà kójọ́ pọ̀ àti girlfriend ẹ̀ náà ní Flora Shaw tán jọ ìwà papọ̀. Ó jẹ́ pé àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tí ń rán àrá sí family house wọn. Ṣùgbọ́n ó sì fi condition lẹ̀ pé tó bá pọ̀ 100 ọdún ẹ túká bóyá kẹ́ tún sọ àsọyé pọ̀ conference pé ókè afẹ́jọ wa o àjọ wa o gbogbo náà láti rí pé àjọṣe wa ò bára mu kò jọra wọn rárá. Ẹ wá gbọ́ nǹkan táwọn UN sọ United Nations àjọ àgbáyé ni o ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àyẹ̀ tó sọ pé kí ni ó lélẹ̀ ẹ wo logo wọn ẹ jẹ́ zoom ẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ rí ẹ wo logo wọn lélẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ wá kà dáadáa kẹ́ gbọ́. Credible from Geneva, àwọn tó bá ti wọ́n ti understand bẹ́ẹ̀. Geneva, credible report of killing, abduction, sexual violence, forced conversion, forced marriages, abduction, and acts tantamount to enforced disappearance targeting Christians and other religious minority communities in Nigeria, particularly women and girls, are alarming. UN experts said it today. These reports are deeply troubling. The experts said the deteriorating security situation in northern Nigeria and the Middle Belt has created an environment in which armed extremist groups, including Boko Haram, Islamic State of West African Province, and radicalized individual herdsmen involved in the farmer-herder clash. The reports are deeply troubling, and the experts said the deteriorating security in the Middle Belt has created an environment in which armed extremist groups, including Boko Haram, I've read that, conflicts involved in the farmer-herder conflict continue to operate with devastating consequences for civilians amid persistent reports of impunity, institutional failure, and inadequate protection by the authority. The testimony we have received paint a horrifying pictures of fear. Horrifying pictures of fear, trauma, coercion, abandonment. The experts said victim and survivor must not be left without protection, justice, preparation, including rehabilitation, and meaningful support. Violence targeting Christians and other religion minority continues to rampant, the experts said, pointing to the application of local interpretation of Sharia law in the 12 states of northern Nigeria, the enforcement of blasphemy codes, and the long-standing absence of effective access to justice. Now, the news is long. Summarize it. Now, they talk about Sharia, that now Nigeria is now fully Islamized, and the Sharia agents, which is Bandi, the Boko Haram, the Iswap, the Lakurawas, they are going around preaching the message across all the regions in Nigeria now as we are talking. And the UN said they against all these things because they did not give people free hand to practice whatever they want, because under the UN charters says that you have free access to free to religion, free to individual to clinical. You have access to do whatever you want to do. But as it is no longer the situation in Nigeria. It's either you join it, you do it, or they force you to do it. If you don't want to do it, they fine you. That is why they say Nigeria is finished. That if you don't want to do it, they will enforce it that you must do it. And if you don't want to do their own, they fine you. When Igboho said he's going to Kogi, many of them come out. They said, no. The affairs that are talking that, why will Igboho say he want to defend people? I don't know. Somebody that has sense will now come out and say, why will Igboho say he want to defend his own people? And you are speaking Yoruba, you must be a bastard. Ọmọ àlè ni, kò lè jó original Yoruba láíláí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, kò lè jó original Yoruba. Ló máa sọ wípé ká má defend ìran wa. So you see, until when our ethnic our tribe were totally wipe out. Ṣé ti rí pé nǹkan ti ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí? United Nations ti sọ́nsìn pé gbogbo àwọn nǹkan téèyàn fi ń jẹ ọmọ èèyàn ní Nàìjíríà kò sí ńbẹ̀ mọ́. Ó pọ̀ o, ní átíkù ni òǹfà àti bánimọ̀ ká àgbà time torí àwọn ìtọ́jú ẹ̀mọ́ sọ pé àìsàn mọ́ gé kéékèèké torí ẹ̀mí ṣe ní kí n summarize tí átíkù yẹn dá lé lórí towards the end. Ẹ bá gbọ́ àwọn nǹkan tó sọ síbẹ̀, ó yẹ káwọn Nigeria government náà ti rí o, ṣùgbọ́n ìdí wọn dùn mí níjù ni pé wọn ò ní act lé lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn yẹn. Wọ́n máa ń rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ní pé ẹkùlẹ́kù aṣọ́dún mẹ́jọ wa tí ó pè, ẹkùlẹ́kù ọdún mẹ́jọ wa pé, torí tí ò bá máa rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn kan wà ní kẹ́nẹ́nìsìn almost 30 days now táwọn tán ti jí gbé ní oríire local government àgbúrò kankan. Tẹ́tí rí ní ìsìn pé wàhálà ti dé. Ìgbòho lẹ̀ ń mú lọ́wọ́. Ìgbòho gbọ́dọ̀ wá Kogi o, Ìgbòho gbọ́dọ̀ wá Kogi o, Ìgbòho gbọ́dọ̀ wá Kogi o, ìyẹn lẹ̀ ń mú dání. Lórí fídíò tẹ́ wò yẹn ni wọ́n rí àtìlé lórí Ìgbòho gbọ́dọ̀ wá Kogi. I saw all the comment. Mo rí lórí bẹ́ẹ̀ mo pé máa ń follow wọn lórí kíní dáadáa. Mo lọ wo comment gbogbo wọn. Àwa Yorùbá, mo ti sọ, ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣera wa lọ́kàn àkókò tẹ ká náà ṣera lọ́kàn ẹ já sáré gbọ́ fídíò yìí kẹ́yìn náà lè gbọ́ kẹ́ tún gbọ́ ẹ gbọ́ ilé sáré play rẹ̀ fún wa torí Nàìjíríà ti tán pátápátá òwe Yorùbá kan sọ ó ní tí a bá ṣe irú eléyìí sí igi tútù ó ní how much more igi gbígbẹ ẹ gbọ́ fídíò yìí ẹ gbọ́ nǹkan tó sọ kẹ́lí bá mọ̀ pé kó lórí dorí ẹ̀ mú ni ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ báyìí ẹ gbọ́ o.
Is when the powerful people, when the guys in the military continue to fall in the way they are falling and nobody can rescue them. What does it say about the state and vulnerability?
Good. So, to actually define a state, one of the things or some of the characteristics of a state that you see and you say that this is a state is issue of sovereignty, right? This sovereignty goes with authority and issue of legitimacy. And then people will talk about geographical entity and people will talk about population. Now, most times the issue of sovereignty and legitimacy is very important. When a non-state actor begins to question the legitimacy of a state, becomes something to be very worried about. Now, within this legitimacy of the state are institutions of the state. And one of the core institutions of the state is the state security institutions, just like your military. If non-state ragtag actors begin to challenge our army, our military, we're almost moving to becoming a banana republic. For me, it's worrying. It's worrying in the sense that it's almost like saying, if gold can rust, what will iron do? If they can challenge our army and kill a 1-star, 2-star general, what was civilians like me would do? So when people look at this, the death of the general is very symbolic. Whether he died of snake bite or he died out of complications arising from being in that bush for this number of days is very worrying. It's very worrying to the stabilization of the Nigerian state. It's very worrying to the growth of the Nigerian state. It's very worrying to everything the Nigerian state believes in. My fear is that if a general can die this way, and we are not even able to attack these people and make a statement, it gives them the urge, it gives them the boldness to try again. And remember, this is not the first general that has died.
Exactly.
So, I mean, this is very worrying.
So it takes me to another question before I'm going to just drift a bit, but it's still in line with what we're talking about. Where do we then draw the line when it comes to, or when does it now become very important that state policing becomes enforced, that the citizens might also bear the right or have the right to bear arms? At what point do those arguments begin to play in?
I mean, the issue of state police most times for me, I tell people that I want to challenge that we'll start having the conversation. That's where we start from. Will there be landmines? Yes, there will be, right? I mean, for us in next year, from this month, we're going to start a discussion on state police every month until we go either way. Now, why is it important that we have that conversation is to know where the challenges will come from and find a way around it. Now, nobody says that this kind of state police we're going to have will be the same that we have in Germany or like the same we have in the United States or in India. Nobody said we're going to have 3 levels of state policing, meaning the one that you have in the state, the subnational, the state here, the one you're going to have in the local government, right? Or the ones you're going to have in the ward level as the neighborhood watch or whatever. But having that conversation will help us to say, probably we can redesign our own to fit into our current realities and complicities, something that will work for us. I mean, that's where I think we're having an issue. The conversation have not really been deepened in a manner that we look at the legal challenges, economic, financial challenges, political challenges, socio-cultural challenges, and find a way to start remodeling it to fit into Nigerian realities. Is this something we should look at? I think it's something we should be discussing like yesterday. To ask ourselves those basic questions. The basic question or the basic answer is that where we are today, the Nigerian subnationals are already funding something that seems like state police. There's no state in Nigeria that does not have something that seems like state police. From the Amatetus of this world to the to the whatever, right? There's a lot of issues to be looked at, including issues of human rights violation that will come with this. I mean, that's where the discussion should start. We can face it, work on the constitution, face it, work on the recruitment pattern, face it, work on how to raise the money, including what is the security vote doing for us presently. Should the constitution, now remember that the security vote is not even in the constitution, right? It shouldn't even be there. So these are the issues the conversation we need to have and find a way to say, this might be the way to go. On bearing arms, I'm not sure whether I want to support that. Now, most times to me, it goes between an issue of my heart, right, and my head. Where does my brain takes me and what does my heart tells me? Each time I look at the killings in this country, I'm asking myself, do we go the American route and allow Nigerians to bear arms? Or allow states, the subnationals of each of the states, to see whether they can permit some people to bear arms? And most times I'm asking myself, are there other ways to get around this? Most times I put towards the second option, which is all the retired military officers that were retired prematurely. Is there any way to start pulling them back into the military at this period to see how they can help us? Are there police officers who are of good quality that we need to bring back and start using them to form a kind of this kind of state armed vigilante services that could help? I mean, these are the thinking that should go into this. But I tell you, Sonis, I don't think we're doing a lot of thinking. Politicking has blinded us in the sense that we get into election. A month after somebody is elected, the person is already thinking of the next election. So politicking has blinded us that we're doing less around the area of governance and doing more in the area of politics. So that's what you're saying.
All right, quickly then. I mean,
I don't want to say much on that. Ejo, put your comment in the comment section. Let's meet in the comment section, please. If you are just joining us for the first time, this is Imminent TV. About like, about share, about subscribe. Sorry, what is your thoughts concerning what the UN said, concerning the Igboho in Kogi, concerning the issue of state policing, and concerning what Matawali said that only God can help us, can save us? If you wrote in the comment section, in the comment section. Thanks for watching. This is Imminent TV. Imminent TV, you know, Lele. 10:30 Suwani Buba.